Hi ladies, so I put together this video to show you what we were trying to accomplish in class last night. Got a little hectic and I went home feeling kind of bad that you probably didn't get out of class what you wanted. So I'm going to record the things that we did last night. It's going to go really fast, but you can stop it and pause it wherever you need to, but hopefully this will make some of those things a little bit clearer. I am working on my desktop, which would be the same as a laptop, so hopefully for those of you that had your iPads with you, this will help you if you're trying to switch over to the laptop as well. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I wanted to show you is I'm going to pull up my files, and I have sent you the new files with just the design space files that you need for the 3 projects. So you will take those from your email and download them to your computer, and then make sure that you note where you've downloaded them. So here is mine, and it's just the design space files for May. And the first thing you're going to want to do is this is a zipped file, so we're going to extract it. So on mine, I just double click and it says extract all. I'm going to select it, hit extract all. A window pops up and I'm just going to hit next, and there is all of my files extracted. So they're ready to go. We have the design space files for May classes. That's the one that we want. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and open it up. And there's our lemon card, our lemonade tote, and our lemonade wrap. So I'm going to go ahead and close that one. And then I'm just going to minimize this. Now to upload it into Cricut, I think most of you got that, but let me go over it really quick. We're just going to go to upload and then upload image. And we're going to browse and navigate to wherever it was that we saved those files. Mine's on a flash drive, and there they are. Okay, so we are going to start with the lemon card, and I'm going to go ahead and open that. There's my lemon card, and we're going to do the one with the perforation lines. So I'm going to click on it to select and then click open. And there is my lemon card, and up here is where you can change the name if you want to, or you can tag it. So I'm going to do paper closet designs, comma, card, comma, and lemon. So those are my 3 tags that I'm going to give it and upload. It shows up right here in our upload, so I'm going to click on it to select it. You'll know that it's selected because it has the green box around it, and it also shows up a thumbnail down here on the right corner. So we're going to go ahead and insert image. And there is my image. Now, if you remember last night, I talked about Cricut and their sizing issues. So if I come up right here, it says it's 11.471 inches. You can also check it up here at the very top under size. I know because I put this in here right down there that I want that at 11.5 inches. So this one's really close. You could cut it at that. It wouldn't be exact, but it would be really close. Or you can go ahead and change it and then hit enter. The padlock was kept closed, and now this is sized to be an A2 card. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and ungroup it. I'm going to come down here to where my words are written, click on it to select, and then click that X right there to delete it. And now this card is 100% ready to go. So I'm going to hit make it. And there is the card base. This is my white mat. The card base with the lemons and the scalloped piece. And if I come over here to the left hand side, I can scroll down, and there are all of my matte pieces. There's 3 different colors of yellow, a couple of different colors of green, and this pink one. So this is ready to go. I'm going to hit cancel, And I'm going to come back here, and then there was one other thing that I had on the instructions, and that was we're going to change this pink piece to a dark green or a teal or whatever you want. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to select it by clicking on it, and you can select it over here in the canvas area, or you can come over to the layers panel and click on it to select it. So it's right there. Then under operations, we have this swatch, and I'm going to click on it. The material colors are all of the colors that are already on the canvas. Those are the colors that are already selected. These down here are different colors that we can use. We're not going to worry about advanced right now. But I want it to match my darker green, so I'm just going to go ahead and select that darker green. You'll notice that it changed it right down here. And now this one can go, and we're going to save it. So the next step is I'm going to come over here to save. And I can save this as, I'm just going to name it Lemon Card Ready. You can name it whatever you want. One of the things that I meant to tell you last night, and we got a little sidetracked, is they have collections. So you can, when you pull this up, if you haven't used it, this area right here is going to be blank, and you have no collections. So you can start a new collection by clicking this plus, and it's going to ask you to name it. So I've done boxes and cards and different things. I'm going to type cards in here, but I think I've already got one. Nope, I don't. So I can add this into my cards collection. Oh, I do have to. So we're going to unclick those. Okay, so it's saved to cards. If you do not have Cricut Access, you can have 5 categories. If you have Cricut Access, you can have as many as you want. So it's totally up to you. Anyway, once you've got your card titled and you've saved it to a collection, if you want to, that's an option. You're going to go ahead and hit save. And now it says this card was successfully saved. Okay, so now I can go ahead and delete this or open up a new panel because this is already saved. So I'm going to go ahead and hit new over here on the right hand or left hand side. Gives me a new canvas. Now, if I wanted to come back and find this later, I would come up here to my projects and click on it. And there is my lemon card that's ready. These are a whole bunch of different projects that I've already done and saved. If I click on this, it gives me the 2 options right down here. I can customize it, which means it's going to open it back up onto the canvas, and I can change it, change the colors or whatever, or I can go to make it, and it's going to take it directly to my cutting machine and ready to go. I'm not going to do either one of those, so I'm going to hit this X over here and close it out. I'm going to go back to new, and now I want to show you, if you don't have it in my projects, if you didn't save it in my projects, you still have the original file because you uploaded it. So there's 2 ways to find it. You can go into uploads, and it will show you about the last 12 images that you've uploaded. So these are the last few that I have uploaded. Just because one that you know you've uploaded doesn't show up here doesn't mean that it's lost. It just means it's not in your recent uploads. So you can come to view all and click on that, and there is all of my my files that I have updated. Lots and lots. We don't need to go through them all. But you can also see that when I hit view all, it opened up the images over here. And under ownership, it checked upload. So you could also, let's go back to Canvas. You can also manually do that yourself. You can go to image and browse all images, come down here to ownership, click on upload, And there are, again, all of your images. So there's 3 different ways to find your image once you have uploaded it. Saving it as a project just saves it as you edited it, and it's ready to go. So this, again, if I brought it in, I would still need to get rid of those words, and I would probably still need to resize it. I hope that makes sense. Okay, we're going to go back to Canvas. We have a blank canvas. So I'm going to pause this for just a minute, and then we're going to come back and do the rest of the class. Okay, now we're ready to do the little tote and the mini cup and the tag and the print and cut and all of that. And we're going to do it all together. So I want to show you a different way to upload. It's basically the same, but we're going to come to our upload button. And then this time I'm going to come down on my screen and I'm going to find the file. It's already open down there. And I want to find my lemonade. Actually, we're going to do the wrap first. So I'm going to double click on the wrap, and there it is. I'm going to click on upload right here. Go back and get that. And then I'm just going to select the file that I want, the mini lemonade wrap, and click it and drag it over. And there it is again. So instead of using the browse, I dragged it over. Again, you can change it, change the name, add your tags. We're just going to quickly go through this. I'm going to upload it. And now before I import that one or insert it, I'm going to go get the other file that I need. I'm going to upload that one, hit upload, come down here and get my file folder. And this time I want the mini lemonade tote. So I'm going to double click on it, and we're going to do the one with score lines this time. So I'm going to click on it to select, just drag it over, drag and drop. There it is. I can name it, tag it, whatever I need to do, and then upload. So now I have both of these on here. I'm going to select the tote. There's a green line around it. I'm also going to select the wrap. There's a green line around it. And I'm going to insert the images. And that brings both of them to my screen. So I'm going to get the wrap, and I'm just going to pull it over here for a second. And I'm going to slide this so that I'm kind of looking at just the wrap. Okay, so again, I want to change this to 11.5. It's really close. What you doing?
Peeking in on you.
Oh, I'm just doing a little recording, a little quick video.
Okay.
Love you. All right, then I want to ungroup it. I'm going to click on this, the resize thing, and delete it so that it's not on there. And then if you'll remember, we wanted to change, this is the tag, the little scallop tag, and I wanted it to match the green of the wrap. And so we have to select it, we could come over here and change it with the swatch tool, or we can use the color sync. So I'm going to click on the color sync, and I'm going to find that little tag. It's right over here, and I'm just going to click on it and drag it up to the lighter green, and it automatically changed it. So you can do either one of these. You can either do the color sync panel or the basic cut, the swatch. When do I use them? If I'm just changing one thing, I will use the swatch. Or if it is a color that is not on my mat already. So over in the color sync are listed all of the colors that I'm using, but like if I wanted to do a blue, there's no blue over here. So I would need to use my swatch if I wanted to change something to blue. I use the color sync panel mostly when I want to change a whole lot of things to one color, and I will show you that in just a minute, but that's when I use the color sync. So we're going to go ahead and go back to layers, This is all ready to go, so I'm going to select the whole thing. I'm going to group it by coming over here to my layers panel and clicking group. And remember, if you're on the iPad, it would have been action and group. So this is all one group, and then I'm going to hide that group so that I can show you a couple of other things on the tote. We're going to scooch back over here to where the tote is. And I'm actually going to shrink down a little bit so I can see everything. Okay, there's my tote. Now again, select it. I want to make sure that that's 11.5 and that one is perfect. I'm going to ungroup it and I'm going to delete those words. Okay, so now this is where the score lines come into play. And I hope I explained it well last night, but if I didn't, these solid lines are actually cut lines right now. In your file, they say score lines, but if you look over here in your layers panel, it is a cut line. If I were to send it to, well, let's do this first. We need to change these to score lines. So the way that I'm going to do it is you can work either, well, let's not confuse it. Let's just do this over here. We're going to do it in the layers panel. And I'm going to click on where it says basic cut and it shows those cut lines. I'm going to click on that to select it. And you can tell that it's selected because it's kind of got a bounding box around it and it shows you the measurements. While that is selected, I'm going to come over here to operations. I'm going to do the drop down, find my score, click on score, and now it looks like perforation marks, but that is how Cricut is telling you that they are actually going to be score marks. And if you look in your layers panel, it changed it from the basic cut to a score. Okay, to score, you have to have either the scoring stylus or the scoring wheel if you have a maker that we talked about last night. If you do not have a scoring wheel or a scoring stylus, you would want to use the file that has the perforation marks in it and not worry about this. Okay, does that make sense? All right, now with that change to score, I'm going to click on that little group. It selects everything. It selects the base and the score lines. And I'm going to come down here to the bottom and attach. And if you were in the iPad, I believe that is still under your actions tool, I think. Okay, so that one is ready to go. I'm going to untach it or detach it just for 1 second because I want to show you. If I don't attach those lines, then when I go to make it, here's what happens. There's my score lines, but they're not scoring anything, just pieces of paper, but nothing else. So that's why we need to attach it. I'm going to come up here, select the group, and attach. Now we need to do the same thing with this box. So I'm going to come over here and find it. It's right down here. There's my basic cut. I'm going to click on just the basic cut, not the whole box, just the score lines where it says basic cut, and do the same thing. Over here, score, and then attach it. So I'm going to select the whole group and attach. Now that seems like a lot of steps, and it kind of is a little bit. There's, you know, a couple of steps, and if you have a big project that has like 5 or 6 pieces that all need to be scored, it takes a minute, but once you learn to do it, and it just comes really quick, and you just do it, and you'll figure it out. If you don't want to deal with that, then use the file that says perforated lines, and you'll just have your blade, and the blade will cut those perforation lines. Again, as I said last night, sometimes your files, sometimes the files that you buy from Cricut either have the perforation lines or the score lines. It doesn't give you both. It usually only gives you one or the other. And so you have to kind of figure out what you're going to do, you know, or what it is. And sometimes when you purchase them from an outside designer, sometimes they give you both options and sometimes they do not. So that's why I think it's important that you learn both ways and then decide which way is best for you. Okay, the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to do the little banner. So I'm going to come to upload and upload images. There's my file. I'm going to do drag and drop. There's my PNG that is for the design space. I'm just going to click on it and drag it over. And here is where we have our print and cut window or our edit window. So if you remember, I talked about simple, complex, and moderately complex. Just get in the habit of always doing complex. I promise you it's easier, and then you don't have to try and figure out, well, which one is that? So just go ahead and click on complex. Going to hit continue. And this is your erase panel. I'm going to show you this really quick. We're going to really go into this next week or next month when we do the print and cut. But with this, if I for some reason did not want, let's say I wanted my sign to say lemon and not lemonade, I could click on the yellow and it's going to erase it, but it's going to put the transparent background on there, and if you could look, there's a yellow line around there. It would actually cut that out. So that's not really what we want. We're going to just undo and leave it exactly the way we want it and hit continue. It gives us two options. We could turn the shape just into a cut image, or we can turn it into a print then cut image, which is what we want. So we're going to click on that box, get the blue line around it so that it's selected. You can change the name, you can tag it, whatever, hit upload. And there it is. So we're going to go ahead and select it and insert it. And it should come in so that it fits right in there just perfectly. And it does. So if it didn't, you can drag it and make it a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller, but we don't need to do that. Because this is going to cut this out, we actually don't need this blank one. The blank one is in here in case you wanted to do a stamp or a different saying or handwritten or whatever. We don't need that, so I'm going to go ahead and select it and delete. And now I'm going to come back over here to my layers panel. And I'm going to find the wrap that I hid from myself. So there's all the eyes that are turned off. I'm going to come up here to the group and I'm going to turn it back on. And there is my my wrap. So right now I have the tote, I have the print and cut banner, and I have the wrap, and it's all ready to go. So I'm just going to hit make it. There's my first mat. That is the print and cut. And then if I scroll down, there's all my white, there's all my yellow, my dark yellow, medium yellow, light yellow, medium green, light green, and dark green. Okay, there was one other thing on here I wanted to do that I kind of forgot. So we're going to come back here, and I wanted, for the project that I did for class, I wanted the tote box to be white. So we're going to come over here to color sync, and this is where if you're using multiple images, instead of selecting one and changing it and selecting another and changing it, I can just grab the line. There's the line with my two totes. It's the medium green, and I can just drag it up to the white, and now it's on the white line or the white mat, and it shows on the screen that it's white. One more time, go to make it. Now if I scroll down, there's my white mat with everything on it that I need. Okay, I'm going to hit continue. Again, I'm not hooked up to my machine, just like last night. So it's not going to let me do it. I'm just going to hit cancel. Yes, I want to cancel the cut and take it back to the preview mat. But what I wanted to show you was this one over here on the preview. It says print then cut, so we know that's going to print it first and then we'll cut it. And then the second one says score and basic cut, so it's going to score. It's going to tell me that I need a scoring tool, and it'll score those lines first, and then it'll go back with the blade and cut it. One last thing I want to show you on here, so we're going to hit cancel, is now I've got everything selected. This project is completely ready to go, and if I want to make more of these later, instead of bringing all of these images in and changing everything, I can come up to save. I'm going to put lemonade tote, and then I'm going to put it in actually a couple of these, so you can do it in more than one collection. I'm going to do it in boxes, and I'm also going to do it in classes, because this was something we did in class. Totally and completely up to you. I'm going to go ahead and save it. It tells me that it's saved, and now the next time that I want to make it, I just have to pull it up and it's ready to go. I hope this helps. If you have questions, please, please, please let me know. And I look forward to seeing you next month when we do print and cut. Thanks.